no one else there, Meghan makes staff announce her in a room as the Duchess of Sussex. I kid you not. And
What?
she pauses mid-interview. No, wait. She pauses mid-interview to take a photo of her own face. I like to imagine that when Oprah asked her if she was silenced or silenced, that is what she was held back from sharing with the masses.
She has to be announced. Don't just go up past that like it's nothing.
The wannabe royal cried for the whole world to hear about how she felt betrayed and hurt by the monarchy, and said she doesn't want anything to do with it. In a series of interviews in the heat of what the internet dubbed as Megxit, that's what Meghan went on and on about.
She walked away from her duty, so she's got those titles without any sort of work, and yet she uses them to that extent. I doubt Prince William would be using them to that extent.
Following the announcement, they moved across the pond and eventually settled in a home in Montecito and haven't stopped wreaking havoc on the monarchy. And in a series of crazy things Meghan has done, this wouldn't come as a surprise to you.
No, it's just her and the author of this piece that are in this home. And the author of this piece is like, it's just the two of us, but she's announced as the Duchess of Sussex when she walks in. Like, even the author, who is very generous to Meghan.
The Duchess of Sussex, a title bestowed upon Meghan through her marriage to Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. You'd think that when they stepped back from royal life, the first thing they'd do would be to shed that title.
There are only two guests, Darren, so it's like the Duchess has arrived, is what's said as she enters a room. I mean, the vanity knows no bounds.
This is what you'd expect from a normal, sane human being who stands on their words and lets their actions tally. But this is Meghan we're talking about, the narcissist wannabe socialite who is desperately trying to stay relevant and keep her name in the headlines.
Ultimately, she thinks that she's the second coming, doesn't she, of Queen Elizabeth II, yet she delivers all the gravitas of a rejected sort of Hallmark film, one of those really dodgy flicks. But we've got a Christmas special where Harry's been wheeled out, right, like the world's most ginger prop. He used to fly those Apache helicopters.
So what is the latest in the series of things that has been dubbed as Meghan's own undoing? It's like the woman doesn't like herself because she keeps setting herself up to be dragged. All for what? In the latest Harper's Bazaar interview, multiple bombshells were dropped thanks to Meghan herself. But the worst one, which many fans and critics alike picked up on, was her being announced as the Duchess of Sussex in the most unlikely of places.
Public in the royal family. It's very sad. It's theatre, it's expensive, it's California, it's self-help theatre, Danica.
I mean, you couldn't pay me to watch that Netflix series, let me tell you that. I will not be watching it, Darren. I'm sure you will not be watching it either.
The first was when she got off of a golf cart to smile and pose with a bunch of little kids who couldn't care less what that title is. The other time was when she and the interviewer for Harper's Bazaar stepped into her friend's home for an interview. And she was announced by the house manager when it was just the three of them present, including the house manager.
That keeps on giving. For journalists, is just astonishing. Let's go through some of the things that she's said in this article. Here's what Harper's Bazaar magazine have put out about this. She very bravely poses on the front page.
This is borderline narcissistic and downright insulting to the title itself and what it represents. No wonder Prince William is coming for their titles. With this particular scandal, many are clamoring for them even more than before. But it doesn't just stop at these two occasions. There have been whispers that she makes her staff at home, and even the gym staff call her by her title as well. That's something right.
That's the truth. But some people that love watching you and I have pointed out to me that this, again, is copying Pamela Anderson's playbook. Pamela Anderson went the lifestyle route. Pamela Anderson had the lifestyle TV show, and almost frame by frame, Meghan's show copied it to the point where
this is a woman who has made it her entire personality to mock the monarchy and palace at every turn and on every occasion. Yet, she's clinging onto this souvenir she got, like it's a final lifeline to self-worth. In every headline, magazine cover, charity, gala, and event, the name Duchess of Sussex follows her like gum to a shoe. She's a wannabe royal at best, which she shows us many times by cosplaying as Princess Diana at every turn and opportunity she can get. Well, I guess if you can't be the real thing, you fake it. And Meghan does it in the worst way possible. Every smile, conversation, and photo op is another opportunity to pretend she actually carries any weight or bears any relevance.
Some people have wanted me to say to you, do you think she's continuing to copy the Pamela Anderson playbook with the barefaced magazine cover?
Well, she doesn't do anything original, so I'm sure she is. I mean, she's seen that some of this no makeup, natural look is playing very well for some other famous women.
She knows that without that title, she is simply Meghan Markle. And quite frankly, nobody cares for her, and she can't have that. This is why she needs to have her name announced at every turn, in private homes and public spaces, to remind herself and deceive the world that she matters.
Fortune's most powerful women, she then says, oh, actually, this happened during the plague. I started making jam and I decided this is a business idea.
That when she speaks, she's to be heard and listened to, like the world should come to a full halt to stop and stare at the Duchess of Sussex as she walks into the room. The Duchess of Sussex, who broke up a family, tarnished reputations, and dissed an entire continent, fled to another.
No one loves me more than this. He's always got my back. He really, really loves me, loves me, loves me. So loads of this. No mention of her loving him. To the extent you wonder, does she love him, or is he just a prop?
What makes this even more embarrassing is that she's not a working royal anymore, which is something she caused by her own hand. She wasn't pushed out or cast aside by the royal family. Meghan brought it upon herself from the moment she announced alongside her passive husband, Harry, that they would step back as working members of the royal family. Although it caused a lot of contention in the country and within the family, they did what they did. And if they could have followed through and severed the ties appropriately, this wouldn't be happening right now. But it's Meghan we're talking about.
Unchallenged by the notoriously litigious Sussexes, which only makes her repeated declarations about Harry's devotion even more puzzling.
Never talks about how much her love for him. It's always his love for her. He loves me so much.
This is a woman who has had this on her vision board long before stepping into royal life, while she was just another actress trying to make it in Hollywood. They left, but didn't follow through on their freedom-fighting claims of independence and forging their own path. When you go around claiming you want to forge your own path, many sane people take this to mean you want to use your own name and resources to open doors and get opportunities. Yet with every deal that came along the Sussexes' way, the Netflix deal, the would-be Spotify deal that fell through, the podcast, the humanitarian effort, and even the Instagram bio, the tag Duchess of Sussex is always lingering on.
This is this house. When I enter, the house manager announces, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. And then Caitlin goes on to say he does this even though we appear to be the only two other people in the house.
That's the real key. The reason why big brands and people of influence even gave Meghan a first look or even the time of day. The illusion of being close to royalty, even if it was a dropout one, was still royalty. But there are whispers that Prince William is on the edge of his seat to change that. Royal experts are calling it embarrassing, PR experts are calling it cringe, and the people are calling it performative. So basically nothing new when it comes to the once beloved Hollywood princess.
For this former game show glamour girl who used to be on Deal or No Deal and then went on to be a cable show actress to enter the room. And as she enters the room, this guy goes, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex.
When she first came to America, she was praised. Fans tagged her as the people's princess and Hollywood's princess, while critics tagged her as a destroyer, a user, and a betrayer. For many, this betrayal cut deep, and she continues to dig it deeper with this blatant hypocrisy and constant performance that's fooling no one.
Talk about airs and graces.
Well, and don't forget, she told Oprah Winfrey in her 2021 sit down that she didn't care about titles. They didn't mean anything to her, which was clearly a lie, in my opinion.
At this point, she needs to fire all her PR staff, as she's either getting fed bad advice or not taking any solid advice from the people who know better, which wouldn't be a surprise. After all, it's Meghan. Royal observers pointed out that the announcement of her title in this situation was no mistake. This is a woman who thrives on control, precision, and always taking charge. There's most likely no way the house manager just happened to announce her name without prior instructions.
That are doing some sort of assignment. She's announced as the Duchess of Sussex. So clearly this is something that is important to her. Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening so regularly. I get what you're saying. I do think that there are a couple of subtle swipes at Meghan.
They call it hypocritical at best. Meghan would be nothing without her title, and she knows that, and the world knows that as well.
Surrealism of global celebrity. In fact, she seems to enjoy it.
Yeah, it's a bit, I get that. It's also a bit sycophantic.
Yeah.
But there are moments where a sort of little glint of reality comes through. Can we have a quick look at the promo for the Christmas, the holiday with Love Meghan special? Get your thoughts on it. Let's play it.
There's no As Ever with Love Meghan or Powerful Women interview without that title of hers. Because let's face it, who wants to hear her monologue about how near perfect she and her family are, how she's a strong entrepreneur paving her way for her kids, and how she wrote a letter to some soap company back in the day?
Countdown to Meghan's team demanding that they change that to Meghan Sussex. But right off the top, I want to give you just some of my general thoughts on the piece. Meghan is still a victim. I mean, they immediately try the author when she takes a break from like physically kissing her butt. She wants the reader to sympathize with Meghan Markle, and you get that right off the top.
The same old repurposed content to people who've heard it all before and seen it all and know that there's no substance or anything of value attached to her words. She loves to talk, but when it's time to take action, she's lazy, cuts corners, and depends on that title as a shield to her inadequacy and incompetence.
Example of Meghan's success story. She fails to mention the negative response from season 1 of With Love Meghan. She fails to mention the total irrelevance of season 2.
Royal watchers are laughing at the obscene display of narcissism that she showed in this interview. This interview was supposed to be all about her moment. Well, she definitely got it, but not in the way she intended. But this isn't the first time she's tried to throw her title around. It came out that she signed a gift with HRH Styling despite promising Queen Elizabeth she wouldn't do so. Another time, she corrected her guest on her cooking show that her name was now Sussex, not just Meghan Markle.
Family. This piece makes the same mistake as everything they seem to do lately. No bigger objective, higher purpose. Meghan just wants attention. She just wants attention. She just wants to have her photo taken. She wants to be on the cover of magazines with no substance.
She then went on one of her spiels, claiming the name was meaningful to her. Of course it is, and she doesn't let us forget it. Meghan doesn't like to do hard work. She can go on interviews and portray herself as an entrepreneur and a businesswoman, but her runny jam and wickless candles say otherwise.
Talking to Lemonada, whether she's talking to The Cut, whether she's talking to Harper's Bazaar, she has nothing of value. Whether she's talking to Bloomberg, she's not giving us anything meaningful. I'm just like, why are you here? What are you doing?
The former Suits star is trying to build herself up as a lifestyle guru and businesswoman who makes jams. But nobody's buying the jams. All she's been getting are poor reviews, and nobody is even interested in her or her Netflix show, since the trailer that dropped didn't receive any positive feedback.
The freaking answer is jam. I mean, like, the audacity to write a line like that and know what she's done with this alleged power.
She preaches authenticity and originality, yet morphs into whichever character she believes would get her into rooms that she'd like to be in. She changes her appearance and even her husband to suit her agenda, yet she wants to be taken seriously by the world.
You learn not to do it again. Thanks. Thank you, Sherlock. Before clarifying, if it all goes swimmingly, you don't learn from it. If you don't learn anything, you're not going to grow.
The only thing Meghan has managed to convince the world of is that she's a hypocrite. She doesn't want to work hard as a royal, so she left. But she wants to enjoy the benefits that come with having a royal title. If she had any good intentions, she would willingly drop the title because it's getting cringeworthy at the moment.
Silence or silenced. That's what we get from this woman. If you overwork the dough, it's not going to rise. Oh, thank God. Thank God Meghan was freed from the British royal family and their the jail bars, the duct tape over her mouth.
This is what the Queen feared would happen one day. The monarchy would be commercialized and used as a branding strategy. Meghan, especially, has been at the epicenter of that. She waves her title around like a magic wand, hoping people will fall at her beck and call and doors will open instantly. But that's not what the titles represent. They carry responsibilities that she discards.
Being brave. Because Jam is so brave. Because loose fruit spread is the kind of courage that we should all aspire for.
It's no surprise, as she didn't even wear a poppy in honor of Remembrance Day. Yet she wants to be announced by gym staff and house managers, even in private settings, by her title. Many are hoping that Prince William will swiftly do the necessary and take steps to remove their titles.
Right.
And, we have to remember, girl's got a Netflix show to promote, and she also has some jams, some honeys, some flowery sprinkles. All of those things need to sell. And how do they sell? Publicity. So it doesn't surprise me at all.
Royal experts are now chiming in and calling this entire spectacle exactly what it is: a desperately calculated performance. According to multiple commentators, this wasn't some innocent slip of protocol or a harmless mistake. They argue that Meghan is holding on to that Duchess of Sussex title like it's a life jacket in the middle of a storm she created herself.
Whether she was Meghan Markle's biggest fan or whether she thought the whole thing was a bit ridiculous. It kind of wavered between quotes from Serena Williams.
They say it loud and clear. This title is her currency, her brand, her lifeline. Without it, the deals dry up, the attention fizzles, and the Hollywood sparkle disappears. She knows it. Her team knows it. And now the world knows it too.
Range moment at an Upper East Side townhouse where Meghan and Harry were staying, when a kind of staff member opened the door and made this big show of introducing Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex.
And that's why the whispers in London are getting louder. Prince William is watching. The palace is watching. The public is watching. Each new stunt pushes more people into believing that maybe it's finally time. Time for the titles to go.
Business meetings from her home office.
Right.
She kind of gave this very gushing quote about Harry's full and bold love for her.
Yeah.
But then again, there was a moment when...
Because if Meghan insists on using her title as a prop in interviews, gym visits, and private homes, then the monarchy might decide to take away the one thing she depends on the most. And honestly, many say she's practically begging them to.